Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's June 1st. It's Monday. Also happens to be our first day back in the gym. We are looking forward to it, and I hope you are too, for those that are ready to come back. Format will change slightly. I want you to pay attention to a couple of things with these videos. For those of y'all that are staying at home, this is obviously for you or those following along, working out at home, or just following our program. These videos are specifically for you or anybody that just wants some more information before they come into the gym. But I want you to take notes. We'll see how it rolls a little bit. We're trying to figure out the best way to roll with ClassWOD and pumping information to the site for you to see the workout. The problem is when you have a public, what they're calling tracks in ClassWOD, it defaults to that. So when I open my ClassWOD app, it says workout of the day. And I want you to pay attention to that because we still have, if you click to the next track, it's going to say ClassWOD plus HomeWOD. And so that's everybody who's either a paying member or paying to follow along on these private tracks. That's why there's all this other information in here. So what we may just do is not have it posted on the website anymore to get that out of there so that you know where it is at all times. Last thing I want is just some confusion happening where, hey, I'm not seeing everything I'm supposed to see because there's just a little bitty area where you have to pick the actual track you're in. And again, it defaults to workout of the day. So I may just pull that out of there. We'll see what kind of chaos happens because of that. It took me a second to find it, so I may just adjust it. And if you don't see it in there, then that means I have adjusted it. But for today, that's how we're going to roll. It's going to have the class workout, and the class workout's basically going to be written as is. So if you come into the gym, whatever equipment we have for that day to use, that'll be what is used in the workout unless we have to substitute an actual movement for you when you come in. For everybody else, if you have that equipment, follow along with that. I'll also have the minimal tracks with kettlebells, dumbbells, or just body weight as well, so you can still follow along. So just like what we were calling full gym setups, that's basically going to be what the class workout is now, okay? Just so you know. Also pay attention that the Zoom class links are listed for you, and they're going to be at every time that we do an actual class. So if we have a 5:30 class, there will be a 5:30 Zoom. 8 a.m. class will be an 8 a.m. Zoom for those to follow along. Our normal schedule that we had, 7 a.m. and 6 p.m., is no longer. So it's going to be 5:30, 8, 5 p.m., and 6:15 p.m. for right now. And then the Friday class will differ a little bit, and then the Saturday classes as well. So you will have some options there. For today's workout, we're going to get started with a dynamic range of motion. In class right now, until we kind of get the logistics figured out, we won't have much running. I think we can handle it. We're just going to see how it rolls for our first couple days before we just get into it. So you may not see running. If you'd like to start with a run, if you're working out at home, go ahead and do that. If not, we're going to do dynamic range of motion, move those joints, get everything ready to rock, blood pumping a little bit. And then we're going to hit 3 sets, 10 good mornings. Take your PVC pipe, push back. If you have a barbell, you can do that. Just get those hips moving, feel some tension on the hamstrings. If you have a band, have some bands at your house, but no barbell, go ahead and use a band for your good mornings, band of good mornings. 10 good mornings, 10 back squats. So with that barbell PVC pipe still on your back, go ahead and get 10 squats. So here's something fun with the bands. If you have that, you can keep the band around you like you have in a good morning and go down into a squat and come up, and you'll feel some, tension, resistance because of the band in that squat. So you can get 10 banded squats if you'd like. 10 strict press. Take that weight, boom, up over the top. If you have a dumbbell, you could have thrown the dumbbell on your back for back squats. You could also just take 1 dumbbell and press, or 2 dumbbells, press them up over the top. Always replace. If you don't have dumbbells, you can use kettlebells. They coincide together. So get 10 on each side, and then 20 banded pull-aparts. And if you don't have a band, do some reverse flies with some lighter weights, or you can just take your dumbbell or your kettlebell and get some rows on each side, 10 each set. If it's a heavier weight, you can drop it down, but you'll probably be able to handle 10. So 3 rounds of that. Once we get done, we have a 5-round, essentially on-the-minute workout, but it's 5 rounds. We're going to do 45 seconds. So in the first minute, we're going to do 45 seconds of hang power cleans right here. Jump it up to the shoulders. Beautiful with a PVC pipe, I know. Jump it up, turn it over, stand up. And then we'll take a 15-second rest. Then we'll have 45 seconds of a front rack step up. Bar will stay in that front rack position. You'll step up onto your box. Box height, you'll want it to be at or around the bend of the knee, maybe slightly higher unless you have some knee issues that we're working on. Go ahead and work in that range if you can. Then 15 seconds of rest. And then 45 seconds of shoulder to overhead. That means either a push press or a push jerk. Strict press I don't recommend. Push press is probably the most efficient. Do whichever one you favor. Another 15 seconds of rest, and then 45 seconds of box jumps. You'll get up, jump onto the box, step down, jump down. It is jumps, not jump overs. A little bit of a difference there. And then we'll take 1 minute of rest. It should be 1 minute and 15. I'll go in and correct that. So 1 minute and 15 of rest to get you a full round overall. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 minutes per round. And then, thank you. So we do have some substitutions for that. Let's talk about that. For those that don't have barbells, boxes, any weights, whatever. Hang power cleans, you can use double dumbbells. Right here, jump them up. If you don't have double, we're going to do 5 on one side, switch, 5 on the other. If you don't have any weights, we're going to do squat thrusts. Get your hands on the ground, jump your feet back, jump back up. Cool? For front rack step-ups, double dumbbell or kettlebell front rack step-ups, you're going to hold them in this position. Okay? Really going to work on keeping those elbows up. If you just have one, we're going to hold it in the goblet position, or you can hold it right here and alternate every 5 reps, alternate sides every 5 reps. So I would do 5 step-ups alternating my legs, but hold it on the right side for 5 reps and then switch. You can do goblet or you can do one. It doesn't really matter to me. And then for body weight only, instead of step-ups, unless you have a box, we're going to do lunges alternating. Moving on to the next movement, shoulder to overhead. If you have 2 dumbbells, same thing. Push press, push jerk, whichever. If you have 1, push press, push jerk, switch every 5 reps. And if you don't have any weight, we're going to do push-ups for the 45 seconds. And then lastly, box jumps. To replace that, just jump over something that makes you work a little bit. For me, that would be a kettlebell. So give a big jump, you can turn back. Boom. So you're getting some jumping action in there. Keep in mind with this, the overall goal is to stay cycling with that movement. So you don't want to overweight yourself too much. You want to be able to stick with it. 45 seconds can be a long time. So know that, for instance, on the shoulder to over or on the barbell weight, personally, I would probably do 75 pounds just to keep it fairly light. That doesn't mean you can't branch out, but it just means I know for a fact that I can probably handle 75 pounds for 45 seconds straight without putting the bar down. For me, 95 pounds would start getting kind of tough on the shoulder to overhead. So know where your limitations are on this workout. The hang power clean, not a real big deal. That's probably going to be your strongest movement. The step-ups is probably going to be your next strongest movement unless you have some issues with your knees or your glutes in the overall strength area. Shoulder to overhead will be your weakest point. Probably should design the workout off of that weight. And when you finish up today, for that workout, your score, we're keeping track of total reps per round on each movement. So write that down best you can. It's set up in ClassWOD to track 4 different movements. Okay, so you would hit however many reps you got total for the hang power cleans, and then how many, and then it's going to add all of them together for your total reps. So it would benefit you during your rest to maybe write down your numbers. If you have a hard time with that, or you rather focus on your recovery, just try to keep a running tally of the total numbers, and you can just put those in for that. When we finish, we're going to hit a 2.5 minute couch stretch. That's where you're on the ground, up against the wall, in this position. Our goal is to stretch out this side, really working on the hip flexor and the quad. We should be doing this more anyway because we have been spending a lot more time sitting down. So as we start getting more active with this, really start trying to hammer that, really focus on getting a good stretch with that, pulling the hips underneath your body and sitting nice and upright, not leaning here. This is not a stretch, this is just relaxing. Get up, stretch it out, do the HomeWOD if you have a chance, and I hope you have a happy Monday, and I hope to see you in class.